Oh, excuse me. Hello, beautiful fellow human beings. Trying to doodle this real quick. Oops. Finger mullet. Starting to really try to plan out some color combinations for the local bait fish here. Finger mullet. Hey Nate. Sorry about earlier. Kathy. I hope all's golden in your world, Kathy. It's been a little intense in these parts, but I hate to say, like, I mean, it just feels like the end of a war or something. So these have gray. Up there. Not too sure what to start with tonight, but I figured pop on early while I was doing that. I also ordered the wrong colors. There was multiple listings, and it was I needed the deep colors, but they had kind of both of them. They used the deep colors for the listing. Also, maybe this. Wanted to make one or two muddlers for the rock. Got my chair back. I don't need like a fancy piece. Yellow might be cool. Sandy. Not sure what size to tie this on. It's a, whoops, meant to save the tarpon mouse with craft fur. I was failing pretty hard at a black soldier fly larva earlier. I gave up on it. It's using foam because I'm trying to get like a soldier fly. They're super segmented looking, And there's been a few times where I've accidentally layered this stuff just right, where it looks segmented, like if I were to tie these together in the center, and when they all poof up, it looks like segments. But trying to do it on purpose was a little difficult. And another thing, this worked really well. These are 75 cents at Walmart right now. All the hooks have a home. I'm gonna get a big old binder. Well, I have the binder already. Should I use a long shank? No. Poon fly. Saw 1/0 as a recommended size. Well, here's one. It's just a size down. I also have 2/0. Which I'll grab. I do want to grab, I might have one out, some live bait hooks. I might have those out already. Oh yeah, I gotta use this anyway. Found this sweet light. I just have to find, I have an old tripod, like an aluminum one. It's pretty nice looking, so I'm gonna try to remember to grab that tomorrow. It might be in the garage here. Ooh, that needs fixed. No, just stuck. But how nice is that? It was my grandpa's. I haven't got my draft desk back, but patiently waiting. If I was impatiently waiting, it would be really, really obvious. Like, should be counting lucky stars, bro, or whatever. Anyway, yeah, just gotta keep on keeping on. So this tarpon bunny, probably should keep it bigger. Goal is to use this. And then, oh, I need a haircut. Miserable. Always in my eyes. Try to figure out where to cut from. Like there. Trying to square it up so I can get the stripes. Maybe I should add just a little bit of pearl to the back, because then it won't disappear as hard. I think I have brown. Sweet. Wow. It's like deer hair brown. It's ideal. Tomorrow I think the golden pheasant feathers come in. Shoulders are wrecked. Moving a lot of stuff back and forth, but back and forth it'll go until there's nothing to move back and forth anymore. See, when I organize, which I've actually organized plenty of people's houses, because it's more important that like every object is where it's supposed to be, you know, and it's really easy to box up random stuff you're not using, but I like organizing it once. And make everything accessible like a surgeon's room. Alright, no. Felt a little loose. Yeah, I think if I'm gonna go big like this, I might as well try to add some. I'm really nervous. Deer stack spinning. I've only done once. It's hot in here too. Let me turn the AC on. Hey, visiting here. Well, what happened is I got resin in my hair without realizing it until I walked outside and like had to cut it out. So now I have just like a chunk of hair in my eyes at all times. Let me turn on that Acedella vision. Can't get over how much it feels like fall. And I still do have to like cut the burnt ends off my hair from the wall water. It's pretty funny the color of my hair at the ends, like as opposed to the top. You can really see it in the sun. So this is the craft fur. I think the flysmith. Limited run of craft fur, but this stuff is really good, really nice. If anybody has any patterns, I'm really looking to tie a little bit of everything, and can never choose what to focus on. So I try to focus on things that are fishable in my local area. And man, it rained again all day, every day for going on 2 weeks now. I thought I put this on before I walked out of the room. Gosh, I'm gonna have to put the fan on also. The heat doesn't pop. Well, my mom's asleep, so that's why the AC isn't going nuts. Oh, let me zoom on in here. Guess I could put this on first. See, this isn't the same shirt from 2 days ago, but it is the same shirt from yesterday. I have not really stopped other than to take a nap in a chair. Oop. There's a part of me that wants to like keep that. Oop. Oh, sorry. Hey, Victoria. Mike evening. Hunter Angler, how's your night going? Ooh, Montana. One of the first pictures that I remember seeing as a kid that like I don't know, like before you start seeing other parts of the world in pictures, I saw a picture on a Marlboro like advertisement that came in the mail of Montana, and it was that lake that looks like it's 2 feet deep, but it's very much not. Maybe it's a reservoir, I'm not too sure. Or not a reservoir, a quart. No, it's a lake. It's a little fuzzy in mine. But impactful. It's one of those places that I'm sure it has like its, you know, regular stuff too, but a lot of pictures I see of the natural landscapes of Oregon and Montana are always the like I stop in my tracks. Totally different, like mesmerizing landscapes. Here, let me add y'all, make y'all blue, because sometimes I don't look down that much. Yeah, Victoria, this for some reason, this light, and I haven't put much effort into finding another one to be fair, but beyond climbing into the attic, there's a ton of lamps up there, but really like overhead light. Okay, I could always trim that tail a little bit because I want that part there. Oops. Yeah. Get that little streak up there. the beads did come today, the tungsten beads. Man, I gotta find some bulk stuff bad. Bulk saddle hackles and white chartreuse and yellow preferably, but mainly white. Like actually just white. Because could dye that any color. I have red, yellow, and black dye. I'm not sure how easy it is to dye feathers, but I could try. Oh yeah, I was digging so hard outside. I'm trying to get all these weeds out of the ground up front. So my hands are still like brutalized. Those white like shell rock rocks. And it's just painful. That'll slurp up in movement. But now I'm thinking I might want to add one more little clump. Cheers there as if I just seen as if I need more chocolates. Hey Ruben! Yeah, I finally got a pack of what's it called? Silicone. Well, I actually didn't pick it out. I got some rubber legs for crabs and all that. I mean shrimp and all that. And it came with some wedge tails. Or the silicone. And some pre-cut. They were just using a razor blade. There's razor blades in the box. But real stoked on those. I've never seen wedge tails before watching the jig tying streams. And I quite like jigs because you don't, you could essentially just keep one in your bag. And now that I'm learning more and more on the mechanics of it, because I actually had no idea how they were fished. I just kind of thought you went like that or something. Seen them my whole life, but don't really remember. I sure as heck haven't caught anything and like when I was a kid. And then tried with a jig hook and a Senko worm. Trying to think. Maybe there's something else I could bridge the gap with. Marabou. Or it's probably gonna go very wrong. That's cool. Oh shit. Shoot. Okay. I haven't tried this at all, and I'm not gonna commit too much. Oop, here, I'll just use Swax right now because I already have it split, and if I drag the thing down it, I'm just gonna rip up the thread. So I'll try to let me separate it a little bit because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I do have these. Son of a snatch. I thought that was going to be like super secure. Well, shoot, lost half the material. Oh dear. Let me get this shit out of here. Do you twist this type of split ring? Or do you just like... Ah! Oh, okay. I'm like trying to lock it in. Fuck! I mean, shit! Damn it! I didn't plan that well. Fly tying is heritage. It's an art form, but it is not relaxing. Okay, well that didn't do much because I lost half the material before I could make it. But I think it actually might have did a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to try to rush grow some balls so I can get some deer hair on here. So for the back, if you wanted it like a diver, and if you were spinning and not stacking, would you still go all the way around, or just put a little bit like of a, I don't know. I don't even know how to word it. Alright, I'm just gonna... Alright, I'm gonna just go for it. I'm not gonna do a diver. It'll at least give me one less thing to worry about on this one particular. Oh dear. Oh god. Whoops. Hey, you know what? I love the tips so much. A lot. Oh! Oh! Okay. I could try to do that on purpose again one day. The tips just like fill or add like a little profile nicely. I think last time I was traveling too far in between clumps, so I'm also going to try to keep it close. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have trimmed those off, so then I could have avoided the ones that I fell dramatically in love with, but sorry, I'll do it on this clump, because no, I won't. I'm just not going to worry about that this time. I learned something, and now I could save that for next time. I cannot wait to do this enough times where like it truly makes sense, like tactily. Every movement is second nature. Then I could start messing with colors. Oh. And visiting here, I think this is your bucktail, or your deer hair. The color is unreal. I wish I could get my coffee that color, because I know that'd be tasty. I like black coffee, I like coffee with just milk, I like, you know, cream and sugar, what have you. I just like coffee. I do not like cold brew in the summertime. Hell no. I get so nauseous. Like immediately. Same thing with black tea though. A few types of drinks that, oh, the heat instantly will boil it in my stomach. But I guess that's really the only two I can think. Oh, yerba mate. Way less of an extent, but if I drink too much of it and it's like seeps too long or something. Oh, shoot, spin. Damn it. That hesitation that I do is like not on. Damn. It's okay. Here's one clump. I'm gonna try to release with my fingers. I just am afraid of dropping them, and I know it doesn't do that. Because I think Dave said he does 1, 2, and then pull, or not. Billiam. Breathe. I appreciate that. I'm a little nervous for cutting it because that's a whole another unfamiliar territory. Just the two. And that's where I kind of lost courage, was cutting. I really can't wait till I tie my phrase and either head up north or down south. Everything's going pretty dang close according to plan, because, you know, I'm someone who has many hopes and dreams that I probably will never vocalize, but like, you could simplify anything, just like a math problem. I mean, even a recipe if you knew chemistry. And, like, I don't really like the whole live below your means saying, because it's just a little too subjective for, I think, the time we're in right now. I think better advice would just be like, strive for simplicity or something. I mean, it even sounds better. Live below your means. It just sounds like, bitch, you too broke to breathe. But just simplicity, meaning, like, you don't have to go to a coffee shop, for fuck's sake. Like, unless you have a good local one where it does your soul some good to see the people you see daily, and, you know, affordable, or doesn't even have to be, it's just like whatever, if you get, you know, get good out of it. But I mean, making a cup of coffee and walking around the block a few times with a coffee mug in your hands, I'm sorry, that beats the coffee shop every time. Bonus points if you're wearing a robe and slippers. You see people walking around with their robe and slippers all the time. It's pretty lax area. Okay, so I'm going to start with the sides, because that seems like a pretty fail-proof place to start. Kind of use whatever guides I can get. Okay, I'll cut this though. Start trying to gauge. Okay, another reason why I can't wait to get this technique down is you can make any shape, any profile. we'll put eyes on this. God, these scissors are just splendid at all times. And like, never have I had a tool that I like so much where like if it broke, I immediately replaced it. Usually I'll suffer a good while or try to find it like at a thrift store or something. Spoiled on these scissors. Never too sure how short the sides want to be either. Shape pad is so satisfying. I don't know why I spent like months holding off, like trying to learn spinning, which I'm sure there's quite a few things that I'm either doing off or just not performing properly. But I'm not too sure how short to cut it. Mm. So how far does the hook, I mean, how exposed should that hook be? Uncertainty intensifies. Can't wait till I'm able to hitch a ride up north. Gonna hitch a ride. Sail for the other side. Leave it all behind. Never can't change my mind. Gonna silhouette, sunlight's another day. Freedom of my mind. Carry me away for the last time. Okay. A little bit of an uneven area. Well, first attempt at a tarpon bunny. Still got all these, but I'm gonna try to keep that. But maybe not. Maybe I should just cut it. Kind of like how it almost collars it. Let's see. Hey, Ron. So I'm gonna show. This is. See how it's so floppy? I'm just never too sure how and when to stop. How short to make it. Hey, Zoe Bird. I really want to get some of these poppers going. I got an immaculate amount of legs for 20 bucks on eBay. Like, I think, I don't know. Probably the best luck I've got in the best and worst luck, to be fair. I'm just meaning with supplies, nothing else, because everything else is steady blown. But a ton of legs, man. 20 bucks. And the pinback shirt came in. Pretty stoked on that. Gotta figure out what eyes. I don't know. I feel like the sides want to be cut down a little bit more. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. I feel bad when I don't look down for a while and there'll be like either someone being rude or whatever, because, you know, I feel like I've actually gotten really lucky. Hey, y'all are real folk, and passerbyers, like, if they're being insensitive or whatever. It usually doesn't last very long. And it's so seldom I have 0 examples, which, right on. Here's Shelby. Oh my god. Trimming, yeah, I can imagine. I haven't looked into goat hair yet. That is seriously cool. And like, I mean, easily, if I were to pick like, go on a, I don't know, a cruise or like spend a week with a few goats, it would definitely be goats. Even if they became curry that night, shite. Food is food, you know. We're the only species that respects our food and treats it with like love and dignity. I never understood, in adult life, like I never understood why that never gets brought up like that. I mean, barracuda, they'll just take a bite out of a fish and carry on while the rest of the fish is trying to swim away. You know, they don't put nothing out of their misery. And the like respect and like work that goes into making sure the animals are fed to then feed people is pretty incredible. I used to watch, for some reason, a lot of shearing videos way before fly tying. And there's this one lady in particular, like I think it was sheep, and huge blankets or like massive. Hey, Chance. Oh, that's right. Squirrel, that's right. Oh, yeah. God, that's right. There's things like I'll wonder how it's done for so long, and I'll never look it up, and then it'll randomly and like super kismet be answered on a live stream or something, and then I immediately forget. Because that's one of them. On the like sculpin patterns, the eyes are like sunken in and really nice looking. And I always wondered, like, what the heck kind of eyes are those? They look 3D but also flush. And the fur or the hair never looked pushed around like it was mashed into it. And it's quite literally just burning. Trying to think of a few differences to deploy in the next one, because I might try to use something else in between so there's a little bit more of a natural gradation, or just do bucktail. I did want to do one that was just bucktail and deer fur. I do also have pretty much everything to make the sculpin streamer, which is just here in the Fly Tying Encyclopedia, the Fly Tying Federation one. And that's one of the first like patterns that like I knew I wouldn't be able to tie it for a while, but I was really stoked to be able to one day execute those, because it's just one of the prettiest color combinations I've ever seen. The peacock sword, ooh, that'd be nice too. Oh, there's a part of me that just wants to tie pretty things, and then part of me that just wants to tie things that could fish locally. But, you know, who knows what could be fished locally. And some of the fish are so trigger happy that you could put a, what is that? You can put like a piece of a bag, like a soda bag, a potato chip bag. So, yeah, that Medusa's sick too, which is just like the high ties, but with all ostrich pearl. I haven't tried one of those yet. I try to at least tie things with crazy differing things, even if I don't get it right or end up throwing it in a box, because there's so many techniques. Like one I still want to try to find the dusters for is, oh shit, I need mothballs and a duster. I appreciate that, Victoria, that's really cool. Ostrich, duster, Matthew, I always get the last names all misplaced. Matthew Bailey. I need to write these down. But anyway, Wizard of Baitfish is about all I could say. Holy trucks! Which I really like the baitfish that Brian tied the other day on Ties Flies with the mallard flank or the duck feathers. Ooh, hey, Mom, that is sick. Really want to try those spay feathers, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Look at that. And this is like one of the simple ones, but you could see without distraction how lush and full using the ostrich pearl, palmered ostrich pearl. I couldn't get over that. I've never even thought of using ostrich pearl like that. And it's like a few patterns, I think in this, using emu feathers going down the side. There's some fish that have like their lateral line and they'll be like exposed rib or like rib print. I'm not too sure, but you almost get that with this. Same thing with the emu feathers. These feathers are unreal. Yeah, and that's another thing is they're super chunky. Matthew Bailey. And then there's another tire. Just came across trying to find information on flat wings, because there's a few. There's so many moving parts to like landing a fish on fly, I think. So for patterns that take finesse to present, I've been kind of avoiding, and stuff with like a ton of movement, like that you could conceptualize how it moves, like bunny strips. You can picture how that moves. And same thing with the hackle feather. However, just simply pulling. I think I'll just do. I just want to tie flat wings, and I can make an excuse for everything, and or an excuse to want to do some, or reason. That's right. I don't have excuses. I have reasons. Shoot. Where is it? John Larson of Patriot Flies. Wait till I see these. I love how also on Google, anywhere, that's an insane shrimp, but we're not looking for that, we're looking for. If you look up John Larson fly tying on Facebook, he's in a lot of groups. Here, let me look up flat wing. flat wong. Larsen, Amour Larsen, tout siffle. I don't remember. There was a Mr. Oizo song that was just like Google Translate voice, like 20 years ago. Shit, I need to get back to it. Larsen. Ooh, bad. Ho! It doesn't get much better than that. For a little, like, sleek bait fish for that shrimp. And look, you got the high tide and low tide already. So you could, especially the tide change. And then it's, high tide is super clear, really far visibility. That blue, it's like true blue, turquoise, and so not true blue. Anyway, but when the tide changes, everything turns yellow, goldish. Gelatinous chunks start floating by. But yeah, slowly starting. Oh, there they are. To get things done. It's done. Today finished organizing in here, so I think that did wonders for my ability to focus, because everything was in different spots. But these storage bins were 15 bucks. Had to do it. I got 3 of them and 1 large one, and I don't know what's holding off. This is ideal. Every odd little accessory, mainly for dry stuff or floating stuff, is here. And these, those rattles, which I'm really trying to find some patterns for that I can manage. That cord, I can't get it in. But I did get some nice legs. I really wanted big, thick, round legs. Don't we all? But these, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna replace these, because it's in a diamond braid bag, but this is exactly what I was looking for. And they're big rounds. And I'm trying to also find this size, but hollow, so I can try to do like the shrimp antennas. Probably the most realistic part on the shrimp will be the antenna, or antennae. I don't know. Antennae. Look at its antennae. But the tubes, when you can stick out the, so it looks just really realistic. Because if you look on a shrimp, it looks like it's got a tube that holds their little face whisker out. Got a picture. Forgot to get batteries today, so nothing means anything, and we're going to all die one. But yeah, I always remember what I need from the outside world when the sun goes down, and at that point it's too much. Try to find a picture. But I mean, y'all know what a shrimp antenna look like, how it goes back and then back. Okay, see a little bit here. Up and then back. Yeah, my hands are stained. Doesn't matter how much I wash my hands right now. I just been digging through stuff. And the living room's a bit of a mess. I've been trying to organize tools, because, you know, gotta fix stuff ourselves, really. Always have. But thankfully, like, my mom's good friend is an air condition, or does air condition. However, he has a stroke. However, could get like intel over the phone. Because there's a bunch of roof leaks and, like, man, trying to, like, put myself into the position prematurely, because I didn't really plan on much of anything. Wow, that's nice color combination. But that's how life is. So if everything happens that you expected, bitch, you're psychic. Like, you could make some money off of that, or I don't know. But damn it, I cannot believe I got the wrong pack. I'm not complaining, because this will last me forever. It really will. It'll last me a long time. But I really wanted black. I only have enough chartreuse feathers to make like 2 more of the fire tiger. Okay, fine. I just throw this thing. I don't like tying another thing until I at least see it on the... That's one of the reasons why I don't tie as many, because I was doing that, like tying to... Oh! Okay, yeah, this is sick. Alright, I get it a little bit better. So I'm definitely going to cut that top. It's not like bucktail, it doesn't just go down. It's my grandpa's. My outfit's inspired by my grandpa today. My grandpa, a little Kmart chic. But I'm not kidding. Every single day he wore those, and he looked like he was about to excavate pyramids to me when I was a kid. It's my favorite. But they never had like good fitted women's like outdoor clothes. You just had to pay for it. Like LL Bean has always made really nice clothes for my needs. Because you don't need like adventure wear to go in town, but you do need it to like go out and about, you know? So I just need to get it better. She have no idea. This is real exciting for me. Holy crap. That is so close. That's so close. Because whenever I get this down, that is meaty bait fish, alright? I love my well, the craftford bait fish, because of the like reverse tying, that stays pretty plump. I was gonna say plump, and I think I was gonna say lush, but yeah, but like for instance, jacks and pompano, they have the big flat face. And since a lot of these are like profile based, it's gonna be really fun making a kind of a rectangle-y. I'm gonna be able to tie the streaker in no time. probably tie it now. It's just, you know. Man, this looks exciting. Can make any shape in the sea. Camera. It's gotta go. Shoreline fishing earlier today, but I want to see my luck, which, you know, is just unfortunate for my buddy there. My friend had a cold, so, and it's at like a family member's apartment, so I need a key fob to get in. They don't fish currently, but are going to. Yeah. I think I'm often mistaken a lot of times. I'm still just thinking about a better way to word it to salvage. I just don't know what I'm doing in life. Yeah. I know I have like a spot to regroup a little bit and okay. I mean, it's very satisfying. I'm gonna rinse it off real quick because I kind of pushed in all that. But with a bigger body, and I could go smaller. I might even cut this smaller so it's like super streamlined. But I want to see it in water first, because I know stuff looks way different, like squeegeed wet like this. Jeez. And opposed to like flowing in water and being suspended in water. Man, that's cool. I mean, I might just trim it all the way. And I might look and not trip on that. I've got the little water iron. Gotta put them there. I'm gonna put a wire. Oops. Put a wire in between. So it takes just one hole. But pretty nice. And there's this. I gotta open to figure out what it is. Maybe to hold a light. It's solid brass. Beautiful. Like really pretty. Even down to like that like tactile like stuff. So there's grip, like a really some of this. Isn't that pretty? I mean, I must have seen this like affected like area for just, what is that called? So you can have some grip or resistant. I don't know. Anyway, but look how pretty it is. It's like really nice diamonds. You can't really see, but there's points on each one. But yeah, I'm not too sure what it is yet. I just gotta get a Ziploc to put the stuff in after I open it. I just want to know. I've seen this on top of my parents' shelf for years. I was wondering what the heck that could be. That looks like for a door. Oh, is it for... Ugh. Ugh. Well, it beats the hell out of me. Marked A, R, or B, H, MFG, A, B, H, manufacturing 4413. For a door or something? Knurling? I wanna see. You're a psychopath. I mean, it is solid brass. There's maybe a lock. Yeah, a lock. Oh. Oh. Okay. So that. Oh. Yeah, really. Zero idea. Ugh. Ew. Nasty. Okay. I have a hardware thing out there, so I'm just gonna throw it in there. Curling. I'm gonna look at that up though, because maybe that has something to do with this. I feel like it for a window. Could be for a boat, right? Because, and it's brass. I don't know. I have a few things that I gotta sell. I have an autopilot. Excuse me. I have an autopilot thing for a sailboat, and what else? Here, let me see. No shit. Wow. Man, I really appreciate that. Wow. Yes, there's some beautiful knurling on there. Damn. If anybody has a knurling machine, can I mail you a sterling silver rod so you can knurl it? Because it'd be pretty funny. Sterling knurling. If I ever have a son, their name will be Sterling Knurling. That is wicked. Well, I'm gonna put these in the hardware drawer. Also, to utilize the unrelated room, so it's a very small wooden house. So let me mute this real quick. Alright, this one, tis. Ooh. Maybe, I wish I had like an off-white. Try to do finger mullet in this way. Well, that could work. I just have to do like a gray thing, do more of a, like a ashy brown. Or here, this is perfect. All scraggly and everything. Feels different. Like this is a different material. I'm not sure. Maybe it's... I'll use this one. I kind of want an off-white. And I'm going to do like a tail, wing tail. Got this cream India hackle here. Trying to find... Oh, they really went wild sewing this thing together. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Come on. Jeez. Clam. Alright, and gray. Got like a brownish gray. So maybe I'll use, or I'll just do a kind of a freestyle shorefish. This green would be kind of cool. Okay. So now I have three things to get a bulkier, 4. Well, hollow, like reverse tie-in and coning or pushing back, the laser yarn or just yarn, and the other thing, the deer hair there. It's nice to have a bunch of techniques to get a bulky head. Okay. Starting it out like a deceiver. And it might be basically a deceiver until the head. And this is essentially going to be a finger mullet. Like a first go at one. Oh, phone died. And the next one I want to tie is a goggle eye, as far as local bait fish. Alright, I'm trying to think about this back portion. Hmm. Doesn't have a lot of grip, but I got glue. This one's supposed to pretty much hold the bottom. Idea. If I had like sound effects, I would make burlesque music play every time I pulled out the ostrich arrow. This one's one of my favorites. Just came in a goodie bag. It's not the best. It's amazing though. Really cool coloring. But I open this to be the kind of grayish brown stripe along his back. Not stripe, but that top color. Yeah. Okay. Now, bucktail. Maybe. Yeah. Put a little bit of this. It's like a grayish olive right here. Yeah, live. Reserve. Hope your night is going good. Visitor here. Hanging in there. But thankfully I have so much to do around here that I haven't really been able to stop and think, which hate to say is pretty ideal, because just when I was a kid, I used to be like so deathly afraid of my parents passing. I actually wanted to pass before them, honestly, ever since a kid. And I always, like worried about my mom more because diabetes and not taking care of herself. So it's still just like not even real. But trying to figure out a spot I could disappear for a while. Like a week. Not like a while, but that's why I've been talking about those cargo ship cruises. Just kind of want to sit in a room for 7 days straight. It would greatly be sweet if that room was on open ocean. Okay, let me put some of that flash in there. Maybe some pearl ripple fibers on the sides. And some gold holographic. It looks really nice on saltwater stuff. If you look at some of the fish and pictures of strong, like, odes to gold and yellows and just cut that. Got the silver on there. Just like a little bit of this. You can't really see how like effective that stuff is in the camera, but it's really something else. Ow. Poked myself. Okay. Now I just need something to go around. I wish you could see it like how oh yeah. Just a few strands of that stuff. Hey Wendy! Going to try to make a finger mullet essentially. I might just tie it as a deceiver. Let's see what happens. Well, that's nice. That fluff out. Okay, my bad. Ah! Shoot. Very nice. Oh, my friend's almost done redoing their stairs. So hopefully get back on the RV. Oh shoot, I mean to do that. I always freaking do that. Alright. Oh, still not much of a plan, but tenth of that grayish green. Oh, I do have gray. Three-aught thread. This is the Flysmith 105 GSP. Unfortunately, I'm not sure the... Oh, it looks really nice in person. Let me get some glue in there. Okay. Oh shoot, can you spin hair over, like, not bare hook? Gel spun polyethylene, yeah. Hunter Angler, the Flysmith's, I don't know if you've seen his new thread. Pretty unreal. Got a red and white. Oh, what's that? Shoot, stupid ass freaking thread. Oh, whoops. I thought it was the other thread. This thread is very nice. 20 or 32-aught. 20 GSP. I mean, my bad. 10 denier. I was looking at the GSP thing, but it's like a spider web. It's insane. It floats. Oh dear, it floats. Look at that. You can't. How crazy is that? It is a spider web. Flysmith. Oh, mommy. Just realized something. sharp. Then I could. Wax real quick just so it's a little easier. No clue. I got a lot of material on there. Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that. Well, that went well. I mean, actually, kinda did. Okay. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I might have to stack it, because it's not gonna be able to go in a circle. But I guess we'll never know. Hey man, Reserve, I really appreciate that. And if there's any patterns in particular, about a year into learning how to tie, before this was kind of just your average crafter, beach comber, but I don't know if I really made any videos on that. Crafting is. Okay. Not bad. Oh, I can't wait, Hunter. I've actually never been to the Keys or Flamingo or a lot of places. And found a few spots I could fly fish. That's where I wanted to go today. I only have a 4-weight right now. That's a $40 Martin rod. I love it though. It came pre-spooled, so I didn't have to learn that right off the bat, which kind of sucks because now I want another beginner combo to avoid that. I need to really buckle down. There's so many combinations and different types of line. I know I want floating line. I wish I knew more than I do, but actually I don't know any fly fishermen. A buddy of mine just made a fly rod though. I think I'm only going to be able to get 2 bunches of that. I want to see what just 2 bunches does. Mm. Gotta do a few shoddy ones, I guess. Oh, you know what? Ow! Yeah. I've been wondering how I could do this one-handed, but I think I figured it out. Ah! Oh, sorry. There's a can at my elbow. Alright, so take it all the way up and just like bobbins on here. That way the weight brings it down, and I'm holding the thread with my thumb now. Don't have to worry about anything sneaking up on me. Okay. I did want to try to throw in some of this gray on the top, like stacked, kind of like a mix between the two. I don't want to cut the bucktail. Yeah, I wish I was able to plan that a little better to add some more. I wish I had the balls to talk about what was on my mind. I just think people are very ironic and nobody knows what they want in life. And like, I get it. I don't either. But everyone's like refiguring themselves out right now, and it's like more universal and like, God, especially nationwide right now. So, I don't know. I think I just gotta bury my head back in the sand or something. 'Cause then I get distracted. Well, they don't want people having kids because then when they pass, they get the house instead of. I'm not even gonna think about it tonight. I'm simply just putting my ducks in a row to enjoy the rest of my life with good people. All are welcome. But I don't know. See, like, it's so hard to put into words. I just like, I don't know. It's just, I'm really in love with this deer hair thing right now. I just don't. I think the only thing like radical that I like engage in, I only call it radical because it gets me into a lot of trouble, is compassion. And sometimes I just, I don't know. Sometimes I genuinely hate that being my gender. I'm an old ass lady. The fuck you thinking? I want to do the things that are being vocalized by me, not like a. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't have ulterior motives though, ever. I'm like trying to get a little group going to fish locally or go up and down the coast. And it's very difficult right now because obviously time is a huge issue. People just don't have time, and that's totally understandable. And we'll keep the seat warm because I do resell, and now I'm pretty much tied up here. Just inescapable, I guess. I mean, I needed another clump in here. It's like the same size head as my thread heads before. And you had a tie. And I had like super thick thread. I didn't even know how to pick out thread at that time. I'm gonna have to rework this one. Oh shit. Yeah, I have to rework that. But I'm gonna get it wet to see exactly like the body, and all this stuff will be able to stick out more. Oops. But yeah, man, I gotta start learning another language, because ain't nobody understand my English anyways. Psst. On a plane. But yeah, no, if anybody's in Palm Beach County. Okay, let me get it wet. Oh, that's nice. Definitely have to work on the head on this, but it's really nice for finger mullet. I mean, maybe the back is a little too gray, but there's so many fish like that here. My Q-tip head. Get in there. Ooh, look at that. Damn, these scissors are so freaking nice because they're just right in there. Okay. Butchering it now. Trying. Muskie and pike out west, right on. The pike flies are my absolute favorite. Especially ones that are super red and orange and green. Oh. Like even if I didn't fish, I would want to tie those and make them. Know how to make them. The like flash tails. And the bulkheads. Those ones are really like. I got such a monster amount of legs because I'm convinced I'm gonna start tying warm water stuff again. And I really gotta get, because, you know, I haven't had much luck finding fishing buddies locally, so now I need to find, like, now I need leverage. So I need to up my skills dramatically and immediately, because I got a bunch of skirting material, really good colors. I'm gonna go in the nighttime. That I got the purple and black rabbit strips for that. Some cone head weights. I did get some for the perdigons, but the hooks are coming tomorrow. I just got the ex-fisherman. I need to find bulk. Any material recommendations are more than appreciated. Anyone who ties knows damn well that the world's largest ocean isn't the Pacific. It's fly tying materials. But nice colors. And so I'm fixing to spend tomorrow tying some perdigons because they are pretty. And they look like little darts. And they look pretty easy to fish. When I say easy, I mean like easy to figure out how to present, or like maybe the movements are a little bit more intuitive. Because it's like the fly is one thing, but then the presentation is another. And it's like how you perform the fly almost. Which is just, that is my forever stock of purpose. I'm very, I want some stoked on the future simply because I tie flies. That's literally the only difference. You know, no therapy, no medication. I just started tying flies. Big Pharma doesn't want you to know that. But that's what I'm here for. Tech bros are the new farmer bros. I was thinking about that today, but look at how crazy this is. So I love, like, even, okay, so to get a certain color in the same material, sometimes the material has to change. And all these are different, like really different textures. This is so thin. Like, wow, wow. That is so thin. But just a tiny little net of that around something is, I'll make it look like scaly, sleek. And these are the only 3 colors that I've seen them doing this, but I mean, I've had this for about almost 7 months, and for months straight, I was putting it in everything, even too much, accidentally, and it's still full. I got it. I've been trying to pick up the desk after each fly, because right now it's just me. I mean, I'm more than happy to ship any out, but kind of just tying random things to put in my box. Because I don't know what I'm going to have success with, or even that's going to be a whole nother figuring it out as I go, which I don't mind one bit. The mosquitoes were top tier, and my proportions are totally off, but it doesn't matter. They were appreciated up close by fish's mouths. Where did I do this? Ah! Oh, okay. I was about to have a few rods fall. But thankfully, I got a pile of fly tying materials in front of that. I guess a gray bucktail is probably a wise thing to order. Hey, you never know when shit hits the fan, and like, I know plenty of wild edibles that'll at least like not starve to death. And so like the next main thing would be keeping occupied. And I love it so much because before, like, I had all kinds of like sterling scrap and this and that and beads, and you'd be amazed by how many beads would go missing when you invited people over. And but and yeah, but feathers and fur, I could imagine like getting broken into. That's happened before and it sucked. Knock on wood. They stole my guitar. And to this day, I would gladly get my ass kicked trying to kick theirs. Fender Telecaster. Cocksucker motherfuckers. Sorry, I didn't mean to be crude, but it's quite understandable. Still mad. Alright. Stoked on these. So much so. Even though it needs a lot more trimming. But finally starting to be able to focus again. Like, this is the first time I got on stream before 12. I think I got on at like 10:30. Musky, like, hackle, large 4 inch. Holy shit. Yeah, I can't wait to try. When I first started watching the I guess musky or patterns, those huge ones, it'd be kind of cool to make the back portion, if it's like a 2-part one, attached with a clip, because then you have, I'm sure people have made that before, like a detachable fly. So it's really 2 sizes. But I do really want to tie these, which I didn't realize you could put a trailer hook even just to protect the tail. So these were from that lot. I got all kinds of mono to do this. It's just so nice. Like, that by itself looks like a tarpon fly. Like the shape or profile. I did just get this from Walmart. It's just trilene, but the color, I grabbed it for articulated flies. It reminds me so much of Fly Smith's green and the denier. 74 denier. So really excited to make like maybe an eel or something, like a moray. Musky size right on. Fierce Life, I got it back actually. Shoot, where is it? I think it's at the other place and not in the garage or anything. I have a few guitars. Just one electric. And one like battery. I mean, not battery, but like you could put a cord in one of the acoustics. But Fender Telecaster, red, Jim Burton. Yeah. I still have their blood. They stained the shite up out of my mom's sheets, and I still have it. So one day I will befriend a detective and maybe get them out of a jam and get a favor owed. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I still got it, and we'll find out eventually. But which whoever did is probably long gone now. But it's just, I want to know. It's a finite amount of people that it could have been. My dad, unfortunately, treated this place like a bar, honestly. Like, there was an open bar, like, huge bottles everywhere, and he didn't buy them. A lot of his friends had bars or knew bar owners and would end up, and everybody congregated at my parents' house, so it was always there. And the pool table was always had multiple people circling it. There's a drum set, and a lot of these bar people like also had bands, so they could play instruments. There's always live music. I had a punk band when I was a kid. Well, I didn't have it. I was in a punk band for like 2 months when I was in 4th grade. It was called the Underprivileged. And then it went a little goth and went and got turned to Edward's Despair. Right on. But we showed up at the talent show and they wouldn't let us play. Because I went to a little Catholic school. Assholes. There's 2 people that owe me. And you know, I'm not a petty person, but there are 2 things that I will not forgive unless I'm either paid or given some free sewing lessons. Home economics was taken out of high schools the year that I went. The year I went, they took out home economics. That and the talent show. So I'm owed a talent show and sewing lessons by the Palm Beach School District. Mark my words, I will get what's mine. No, just kidding. It would be pretty funny to ask if I could play a show at the Catholic school I went to, because I don't know a single song, so. They have a recording studio now though, because the principal's daughter was dating a guy from Maroon 5, and he donated a recording studio. It's stuff like that always tripped me out. Like, that's so hyper specific, and that school, like, oh my gosh, they didn't care about anything. It wasn't a super religious school, but like any form of anything with plaid that wasn't the school uniforms was, you know. Like, I did a book on Pandora, the Anne Rice book, in 5th grade, and I dressed like a vampire to school. Yeah. I have to have my mom tell the rest of the story because didn't really commit any of that to memory. The only reason why I remember some stuff is because my mom likes to retell the stories and not for me now. But my childhood, I essentially tried to like wait it out and hold out until at this very second. And I wish I was exaggerating. Like, when I was a kid, I never said I wish I was in my 20s. It was always I wish I was in my 30s. It made no sense. And now that I am, it really, because see, you have to realize, I don't have many ducks in this race. I've checked out a long time ago. My only goal is to take care of those around me, myself, to make my own income that doesn't require like restaurant jobs, because then like what else without experience in South Florida can you get right into? Not a lot. I'm missing two big things to work in any of the clubs. I had a friend that did that, and she made like $4, and she was there for like 8 hours. She thought she was getting $20 a song. No. I never seen someone so mad, to be honest. But anyway, always hold a grudge when you're right. Hell yeah. Let me turn the coffee maker on real quick. I can't get over. Made decent timing today. And I don't think I have many plans tomorrow. I've been organizing hand tools, which is taking way more time than it should. Some things I don't know what they are, but I do want to know what they are. So it's been a treat. Which sucks, because I hate saying it's been a treat, because this is like, I'm just trying to make the best out of like a really shitty time. And like, if I gotta pretend I'm tool shopping, that's exactly what I'll do. Because it's really easy to slip into like a void. But nothing's gonna bring back the dead, and like I can't process it for a good long time. Because the anger is like unreal. I'm like, it's either like furniture will end up broken at this point, or like the doctors will get not nice phone calls, because some of them are I don't wanna use big words here, alright? But it starts with an R and it ends with a guy named Ted. A homie straight up told me that it could have been a pulled muscle. Like, I can't get over that. And I was so mad. And like, I wanted to call him then and just be like, dude, do you realize like anything you say my dad takes as absolute gospel? And there's like a giant softball growing under his chin at an alarming rate. Like I said, I mean, like, I wish I could say I just want out the country, but I don't. I want out the damn planet. Or into the middle of the ocean, because that's easier. And somehow space looks even worse. I love the planet. Love the planet. Hate the systems. Hate the things that you have to interact with in order to, like, exist. And, like, for instance, we live in a country where if you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail, right? They don't answer their phone. For years since I was a kid, I've heard how people used to have to spend days on the phone trying to get through to the IRS. It was all just like it's so exhausting unless you're built for it, which I know I'm not. I have zero shame in the fact that I am not built for any of this. Country stuck with me though. Because, I mean, I don't even know what to think, let alone do, but it's really exhausting. And it's even more so exhausting because, like, so many people are going from denial or acceptance of the denial to, like, not being able to deny stuff anymore. Because I remember 2008. But, like, the batteries in the Matrix, I feel like we're just Americans. I always used to say, too, ever since I was a kid, when we had to read that Scarlet Letter book, I was like, holy crap, being American is almost like a Scarlet Letter. It's an A and everything. Because there's just too many conflicting attitudes and stereotypes, of course, which every human being is, you know, we're all very unique, but also, like, there are patterns and we're the same species, the same motors and gears. But yeah, so that's why I'm more than happy to offer my backyard to anyone who needs a place in Florida, because I'm just trying to, like, exist in a way that I'm not miserable. And excluding fly tying materials, for the most part, I used to say I was a professional at, like, being broke or something, because, like, even like making good money with eBay, because, like, the stuff you find here, you can find, like, $900 dresses for $2. And if you like looking for stuff, you can find all kinds of stuff for basically free. And well, anyway, Hunter, I'm super curious about that. I know I'll be here for, you know, the remainder. Well, specifically Florida. But I have been wondering, like, that's another thing. I never, ever, ever hear the same thing, like the same sentiment or same opinion about living abroad. And which is understandable because unlimited courses and directions. But some people say it's wildly, like, I don't know. And then there's a part of me that's like, man, living in, like, an expat town, I don't know. I don't know how, like, I don't know how all that works. I really don't. I know nowadays, like, at least income is easier with the internet and computers and all that. I know English teachers, always a decent route. My buddy lives in China. I moved there, like, over 10 years ago. And all through high school, he used to say he was going to live in China. Yeah, Florida is ideal. Like, if I ever got pushed out of the state, I would have to just wander the earth. Following train tracks, probably. This looks more like a, So, if you don't mind me asking, Hunter, whereabouts on the planet do you live? Or what continent? Venezuela? kinds of jobs because I am trying to figure out some reality. You know, I'm not totally naive. Actually, selling on eBay and stuff is only supposed to be temporary, but it's pretty dang solid, and I've been doing it since I was 13. Well, I used to sell for someone else. And then when I got old enough to, or is it Etsy that has the age? Where is anything? Forgot about finishing that. Forgot about this. I'm trying to make a desk to try to sit on this computer for a while. I really gotta empty and learn how to manage memory a little bit better. Kind of delete any stuff that's not necessary. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hit a buddy up because thankfully I'm not the only night owl I know. Let's see. Are you serious? God, I fucking hate this computer sometimes. What is stupid? It can't charge unless the computer's like screen is active. I did not know that. Shoot, I've been waiting this whole time for that to charge too. It's quite alright. Yeah, well, getting to that antsy point. I'm getting my middle of the evening energy. You guys are seeing it in real time. I just woke up in case, you know. Well, two things I want to do right now is to find some wire for the planes and organize all my hand tools. My tool bag, it's one of the ones that like you hold and it's all open. I've been wanting to do some painting, and carrying all that stuff in the basket I was using is just not on. And this already has a bunch of like external pockets that I could be putting the pencils and everything in, because it just all has to be accessible, so you can just go for it rather than constantly opening bags and digging through to find a pencil. And yeah, and I have to go up in the attic like now to get the bamboo desk because that's taller than this. This is a typewriter's desk, and I think it was my mom's or my grandma's, and then anyway, it's just a little short, and the metal's a little sharp on my knees to keep hitting. So gotta go up there, and a few other things up there that I wanted to grab. And yeah, there's a ton of lamps, so I've been trying to pick out which ones. I want to show these storage bins real quick. These are at Walmart. Yeah, good stuff. These were on sale for $6. Well, these don't come. Let's put that back where the eye stuff is, but got new beads, flat eyes, sticker eyes, well 3D eyes and sticker eyes, dumbbells, shrimp and beads, lead, and these, which I'm gonna make Mr. Krabs with, I'm convinced. Just like a big crab or something. And then when I'm using a bunch of feathers, there's so many that end up on the desk, so I'm trying to put all the tips in that. These are short and stout, but I run into so many and just been putting them aside. And these are all this size. Flat. Same thing with that. Oops, wrong. Sure. I'm gonna use this for soft hackle. I haven't really thought to try that until finding some raggedy ones. Scrap chenille, scrap wire, so if I don't finish that, I could just throw it right in there. What else? These are the bins. I'll tell you what. All dubbing. All body wraps. Chenille, diamond braid, the gorgeous multi-lure X. Oh, dubbing. Dubbing, or fur dubbing. I like fur, that could be. And then these I'm using for tools. This is like screws and stuff on one bead, drill bits, and bucktail chunks, rabbit, scraps of rabbit, tails, deer fur, body hair, hackle, strong, all marabou, so got the little tiny leftovers that I don't finish or put back in their bags, grab bags, and just marabou. This is calf fur and the laser yarn. Oh. All Danvilles. Really nice color. They match the bucktails, so when I do those high ties, I'm going to try to follow the colors along the hank or shank too. Wire. Peacock. Ostrich. Peacock. Neck hackle. The few colors of wet hackle that I like a lot, and those emu feathers that I just needed to jack the thing for. That's the rest of the soft hackle, and then turkey, pheasant, or more hackle feathers, but like cheap packets. I just organized them in here. So, and then some nice feathers, uses cheeks and stuff, and eyes. What I have currently. I really want to get more I could use for eyes. I like the feather eyes. Dollar Tree chenille, absolutely full. They had every color. I didn't get it all at once, just every time I went, grabbed a few. And then here's that horrendous EP fiber, but also some good stuff in there too. Flashaboo, Crystal Flash, which eventually I want to find another drawer for these, but flat drawers like this. Wool yarn, some scrap feathers, hats. And here, got pretty much all accessories and like floaty things or for body. The new Kea Smith poly yarn. All rubber and stuff. And here's just scrap, guinea, partridge and duck. They'll get their own drawer one day. Here's my scrap bin. And here's feathers that I found in time. And here is the hair tinsel. Oh, excuse me. Oh, well, I use her every day. And I had the scale up here, but I put it in here today. I'm gonna try this in a few days. Just don't have many ideas yet. Which that inulin that you sent like was the only reason why my dad was able to like go to the bathroom and stuff. Not to, yeah, because he wasn't eating and like it was just the worst. Like the worst part is I don't think he knew. I don't think he really. I don't know how to. Oh shit! God damn. Sorry. I don't think my dad even knows he's dead. And I can't shake that idea. Because, like, he knew he was dying prematurely. Like, not gonna make it till 80 or whatever. But he was like, how he was talking about it is just like the last expect. I think the reason why I could even like think and stuff is because I've pushed it all out of my mind. It was so unexpected that like my mind hasn't even filled in any blanks. And like I was coming over for dinner, and I just can't shake that idea that he doesn't even know. I hate it so much. And like I love this country a lot, but the people that are allowed to interfere and like interact with people's health has made me just absolutely hate it. And I'm not saying that like I hate it more than another country. If you want to do some country shit, fuck it. I hate every country, alright? I like the planet. It's not that difficult. Planet, could give a shit less. But what I'm saying is, when I was a kid, I liked a lot of punk music, so I had a lot of, animosity. However, talking to more and more people throughout life, I had more and more respect and felt like this is like the greatest place ever. But the reason why it's not is because of the people that are like making me mess. You can't mess with medicine or food. That should just be basic. Like, you can't put a bunch of poison in food knowing it's poison, but like, let's make sure our contracts like get us out of anything. That it just disgusts me beyond belief. I don't like eating anything. I will eat a potato every day of my life to not have to eat chain stuff. I don't like it. I don't like even like looking at a cheeseburger makes me want to throw it at the wall because it's so like laboratory looking and like Soylent Green looking, and then it's just like such a vile like reality to have people profiting off of health, obviously, but like the food, which in turns lines the pockets of the health harvesters. And it's just dirty. And the clothes, like I finally went and got myself a pack of 100% cotton underwear because like the clothes are plastic. I live in Florida. Like, I can't wear your plastic lab clothes. I just can't stand it at all. And I try my very best to keep myself like stoked to exist. But I tell you what, I am not. I enjoy the stuff that I do and the stuff that I like, but beyond that, it's a shit show. And I like people. And that's what I mean. Like, the people aren't the government or the profit like pipeline. And I mean, we fund all that. Like, I don't know a single person that doesn't have a prescription. Like, they put my mom on all these anti-anxiety things and it turned her into a robot. So I went to the office with her and I asked the lady, why is she on 5 different things, and basic Google searches, they all contradict each other. And she goes, oh, she doesn't have to be on anything. If it was legal. If it was legal. She was like 4 feet tall. I know I could have taken her, all right? I can't take much taller than that, though. I'd get my ass kicked. But she doesn't have to be on anything. Then why is she on 5 things? Okay. I know why. I just like to hear people lie. So why is she on 5 things? It's a kink. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So I'm gonna go shoot some cans and relax. But I think I am also hitting that anger point of grief or whatever. Oh my God. My nerves are shot. But that's okay, because life carries on. It's just, yeah, take care of yourselves and those around you. Don't eat anything from a chain. If it's that or a potato, eat potato. Potato, sour cream, and some like chicken thighs. You can live off of that. The chain stuff, any chain, any chain. Any chain. It doesn't matter if it's like a sit-in, dine-in restaurant. Like, went with a friend to Walmart. They're like, "Do you want to go to Chili's?" No. it's delicious. It's designed to be. Like, I get that. And it's like affordable. I get that too. But in my area, we're blessed, all right? We have a very, very beautiful, solid Latin community. And you know what they have? Integrity. And you know what they also have? Really good food. So, fresh, way cheaper. It's insane. I had with ground beef, sausage, um, pork belly, eggs, avocado, all this in a bowl. And that bowl, it was never ending. I couldn't even finish it all. And I got the small portion, cazuela. It's it's insane. And I wish to not partake in any of that. So I'll be here if anybody wants to like go fishing or something. Because that's about all the food I could afford. It's just, I'm just kidding. There isn't even a seafood or seafood market here. There is one, but they've got like 2 choices, and I don't mind that at all. I'd rather a legit market that had only 2 fresh available foods that day than Publix, where shopping is not a pleasure, not one bit, unless like, is it sadism or masochism, whatever one that you like, where you like pain, that's the pleasure that Publix is offering. All right. But anyway, I don't want to. I'm trying to control like what I say so hard, because I'm just sitting alone in a room and it's really easy to get on tangents. But I'm not gonna do that. I think I've already said enough. I just yeah, don't eat any of that, and swim as much as you can. Swimming is pretty top tier. But that's about all the... Oh, I'm just so mad. I really can't stop thinking about it. I need to go on a walk or something. But can't do that. It's all... I zoom in so I can read these. Right on, Hunter. Yeah. Yes. I love seasonal. Oh, I love seasonal so much. Half the time I don't even know what I want to eat that day. And seasonal, like, it decides that for you. And it's at its peak. I miss the green markets, but see, I get when people say like they want bougie or they just suck in my area now. Because all these like less and less farms and more just like random tents, and then the farms, like, you get like a hipster couple make a farm in their yard, and Jesus Christ. Granted, I get it. Like, you charge however much you want for a potato, but, you know, the green market used to be way cheaper than Publix, especially here. And I have to realize, too, a lot of this is pre-pandemic memories. Like, the green market starts this month. It's only half a year, but it did start this month. Or it does start this month at some times. I'll be able to see what it's like. I was supposed to be preparing to start vending there, but I don't even know how I would do that now. The trailer that I'm gonna be building on, and until the RV, because I'm not gonna wait until I could find an RV or afford an RV. I got a trailer back there. I'll just put some fucking wood on it and some pegboard. And like, my dad was gonna drive it everywhere, because I did want to I always wanted a family business. But gone into a few ventures. Like my mom and I were decorating denim shorts forever ago, and my dad and I antiques and vintage, but never did proper vending as a unit. I used to vend it quite a bit. Yeah, water in the bottle. It was just such a mess, man. Everything is just bad by definition. And like I've been saying this about food for so long, calling it feed. Never forget, like my little Catholic school, they had some good lunch, all right. High school, feed. And it's like, dear God, this has to be the kinkiest country on planet Earth. Making us read 1984 and then serving us some slop, a taco in a sealed bag, and it looked like it was like a pita. Like that thing is seared into my mind. And it was just a ground beef in like a flour pita looking tortilla thing in a sealed clear bag. So they just heat them all up at once in these sealed clear bags. And not to mention the high school that I went to, a lot of the teachers have cancer because the buildings that this nightmare of a school scam place, it was really blatant, it was really bad, got these from Hurricane Katrina, and they were loaded with mold. And the teachers that taught in those, cancer. I can't remember the names of those. They're like the trailers. I forget what schools call them. Portables or something. Tacos is the perfect, because ground meat is still pretty easy to get near me. And same thing with vegetables. And any ground beef, just like cooked with whatever on hand, or ground meat, it doesn't even have to be beef. Cooked with whatever on hand is always top tier. And you can eat it a bunch of different ways. Throw the leftovers and scrambled eggs. Yeah. I was just thinking about the lockdowns and the ads for it's so wild. And some like mysterious like cluster of in Germany, I guess there's a political 7 people from the same political, I don't know if it's a party or an organization, passed away at the like same time. I've been reading a little bit here and there on it. It reminds me of the heart attack gun with the seashells, or I forgot, it's like coral or something, some sea toxin they put in the heart attack gun. That was the 60s. If you look up heart attack gun, it was the 60s. Some shellfish toxin, and when you expire it, it looks like you had a heart attack. Heart attack gun. $1975. I don't know how good. Okay. This I'm reading from military.com. Yeah, and like, I'm glad the whole MK Ultra thing is common knowledge now. Because that always trips me the hell out. Because you grow up hearing all the time that we're just pawns, cogs, whatever term you'd like to use for something instrumental but not human. And that just like any form of experimentation on the public like is real just wild to think about. Wild to think about. Like reality shaking. Like, are we all depressed or are we all just like learning a little too much about the government? This is stuff I used to read at like 4 in the morning when I was a kid. And I just never put like a uneasiness inside of my soul until it was like becoming like talked about on the news and stuff. It was just wild to see all the time. And like some stuff I used to wonder like how long can like certain things survive the internet? Especially like covert stuff, like, 'cause it's and like leaks and all that. Like how were things leaked back then? It was like leaked to a news agency and that news agency just had to decide to air it or investigate. Because now you just like obviously someone posts online, but I was wondering that. The heart attack gun wasn't a uniquely American invention. The KGB, the Soviet Union's secretive intelligence and internal security force, had a similar poison weapon. Bohdan Stashinsky, one of the KGB's hired guns, was known to have murdered 2 Ukrainian anti-Soviet activists, Lev Rebet and Stepan Bandera, in the 1950s with a gun that sprayed cyanide in their face. Okay, that's just a freaking water gun. But the heart attack gun, well, I don't know. Last time I showed a freaking picture, I got a copyright for it. During the Cold War, there was almost nothing the CIA wouldn't do to get a leg up on the Soviet Union, from simple operations like intercepting and reading mail from American citizens to more serious and equally illegal acts, such as dosing unwitting, non-voluntary human subjects with LSD. God. And seeing how they would hold up to interrogation. God. We know about these secret efforts because the Congress investigated the agency as well as the FBI, National Security Agency, and IRS. Why didn't they just put NSA? Anyway, in 1975, and released its findings to the American public. The results of the investigation were, to put it lightly, alarming. The church committees soon uncovered the CIA's robust assassination program targeting anti-American leaders such as Congo's Prince Lumumba, Rafael Trujillo of Dominican Republic, Vietnam, Ngo Dinh Diem, Neo Dinh Diem, Agent Renee Schneider of Chile. Famously Cuban dictator Fidel Castro, who survived numerous attempts. But if the agency was going to permanently harm world leaders, it would look like I've been reading all these out loud, dang it. All these no-no words. The CIA needed to perfect a perfect weapon and found one in shellfish. Once extracted, the potent neurotoxin could be frozen and fired from a pistol, killing its victim in what appeared to be a heart attack. The weapon itself resembled a Colt M1 911 pistol with a scope, but it didn't fire .45 caliber bullets. Instead, it fired a frozen pellet of saxitoxin, a poisonous substance derived from shellfish that consumed toxic algae blooms. The pellet could be silently fired up to 100 meters away and would enter the body through a pinprick entry wound. The poison would then melt, and within minutes, the victim would be permanently elsewhere. It's just wild. And like that's a common knowledge one, I think. That's just judging on like reading comment sections. I never ever heard of anything even close to that. That's how like I don't know, wild it all is. I guess that's why you don't need to pay for any movies. You could just look up. Anyways, my phone's about to die, and I'm just like super antsy. But that's a good thing, because that just means like I'm ready to get out this house and hopefully start getting out there again. But I hope all y'all have a beautiful night. I'm gonna look at these because I've just been straight rambling. Felt good. KGB got a guy with cobra venom in the top of an umbrella. Hey, Sammy Boo Boo. Knowledge power, information is free, and just where how to cope is key. Yeah. That's excellently said. I gotta remember that verbatim. How to cope is key. Yeah, the ice. Ooh, elk tacos. I've never tried elk, I don't think. A buddy, well, my dad's best friend, he hunts a lot and get the deer and venison usually and sausages and stuff. But last time it was ground, which I've never been able to get that. It was some of the greatest ground meat I've ever had in my life. It was so good. It was sweet and kind of like a little reddish. And I don't know what I expected, because I haven't had a venison steak or anything like that. There's loads of sausages, and the ground beef was, I didn't know what to expect. I expected a little gaminess or something, but no, not at all. Pepe, I have not been to California. Oh, I talk a lot of shit about California, but I would definitely definitely gladly go. It's just I don't know. Rappers are allowed to do it. Why can't I? East side, west side. Our ocean is better. Glop glop. Sorry. I gotta go before I embarrass myself anymore. I to the Atlantic, but damn it, that Pacific is nice. I love watching anything. The colors that it gets, like that deep grayish blue, is one of my favorite colors, like that the ocean produces. And of course, like just like the Atlantic, it has so many different ecosystems, like your tropical to your really rough, like it's amazing. Too cold, yeah, I've heard that. Huntington Beach, let me look that up. I can't imagine the fishing. It would be so nice. Especially, I've always heard it was really cold, and I know there's a lot of surfing. However, if there's not a lot of people swimming, that means it's like gold for shoreline fishing. Oh, that's nice. Wow. Dumb question. Is that a fishing pier? Like, can you fish off that? It seems so tall. That is really nice. It was like a postcard. Wow. Oh, it's a restaurant? That is sick. That is really sick. Wow, it's nuts. Yeah, I gotta see that. I never even really thought about that. Pier heights. Our pier is a little dinky. That's huge. It's kind of also the most impressive pylons I've ever seen. Really, really interesting. I wonder if is that because of like fault lines, like having them at an angle too? It's probably a really dumb question, but the land is so different. Yeah, ours is slipping into the sea, but man, y'all are like making new mountains actively. All very, very immense. 2 in the morning, I'm doing really good. Anyway, happy trail, y'all. I think I'm gonna listen to some Sade or something. Trying to. Yeah. I foresee like not being able to really control my thoughts for a while, because like too, I don't even know the the order of the stages of grief, and every time I go to look that up, I just don't. And yeah, gotta keep on keeping on, and it's just surreal and always gonna be. It's just weird. Um, it's just like the most unexpected, like unexpected isn't the right word. Inconceivable, horse shit. If I had money, I would buy houses next to all of them and just blast 2 Life Crew or ICP all day. Which, nothing wrong with either of them, but they are definitely, you know, You gotta have a taste. I'm sorry. I'm like essentially brain dead at this point. It's just been too much, but I'm gonna cut myself off. Anyway, happy trails, y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful evening, and I'll be here tomorrow, hopefully around the same time. Yeah. Oh man, Pipit and hiking. Oh man. Yeah, feel free to find me on Facebook, Instagram, on all those things. If there's any fly patterns, more than happy to try my hand at tying them. Eventually I'll know what I'm doing. I'm banking on it. Happy trails.